Ah, you have returned. How delightful. Please enjoy The Haunted House on Hollow Hill. Episode 2.
Let's start again. We, Skulduggery and I, are the good guys. Someone killed Mr. Vogel. Whoever did that is the bad guy. The good guys are going to find out who the bad guy is and stop them. Until that happens, I'm afraid we can't allow you to make any phone calls, send messages, or access the internet.
What's that he's holding?
It's a gadget. Don't worry about what it's called. All you need to know is that none of your phones have a signal from the moment I press this button.
Hey, my phone's got no signal.
Thank you, Terry. Also, as we said, the roads are flooded, so none of you can actually drive away. But even if they weren't, you would not be allowed to leave.
You can't seriously think that I killed that man.
I'm sorry, Elaine, but any one of you could be the killer. Which reminds me, you probably don't want to find yourself alone with just one other person for the rest of the night because they might try to murder you. Elaine, yes, you have your hand up?
I understand all that, I do, about how any of us could be the killer, but just speaking for myself, I'm not the killer. You don't have to believe any of them, but you just have to believe me. I've lived in Chumley my whole life. I'm local.
So am I.
Terry's local as well, although not as local as me.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything, other than you might be the one who murdered the German man, but I'm definitely not.
I didn't murder no one. Don't believe her. She's trying to frame me. I'm an innocent man.
No one's trying to frame anyone, Terry. It's okay. We're not suspecting either of you any more than we're suspecting Mr. Aylesworth or Asher or Gideon or Clive.
How can you all be so calm? This man's a skeleton. He's saying there's a magic and monsters and there's a dead man still hanging from the ceiling. How can you all just carry on?
Elaine, is it... it's going to be okay. Elaine, look at me. Look at me. Control your breathing.
And what's Romeo Gideon doing here? If this is one of your illusions, and you're filming all of this, I don't give permission for my face to be shown.
This has nothing to do with me.
You're going to have to pixelate my face and distort my voice. I don't like hearing my voice when it's played back to...
This has nothing to do with me.
This isn't an illusion, or a trick, or a setup. And there aren't any hidden cameras.
I don't want my face shown on...
But if there were, we would absolutely pixelate your face and disguise your voice, wouldn't we, Romeo?
But there aren't any cameras.
I know, but if there were...
But there aren't. This is ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous. And you know I don't like people saying my name aloud. And you...
Me?
If you want to solve this, solve it. That means the police won't be called, right? Good. If this gets out, no one's going to care about the rest of you, but Romeo Gideon, the Dark King magician, gets tangled up in some dead guy drama, and I'll be headline news, and not in a good way. I need... Clive, what do I need?
You need positive media coverage.
I need positive media coverage. I need good stories, human interest, stuff that shows me in hospitals, visiting sick kids, and being nice to people, not murder.
I'm a huge fan.
Clive, give her an autographed photo.
I don't have one on me right now.
You're meant to carry them around for just such an occasion. You are the worst assistant I've ever had.
Dude, ease off.
Do you know who I am?
I know exactly who you are. Romeo.
The police?
We don't need the police.
No, look. Flashing lights. The police are here.
How'd they get here so fast?
How did they get through the flooded roads?
Who called them? Which one of you was it?
It was me. I sent the message. I'm sorry.
Elaine. I am very disappointed in you, Elaine.
It's just Constable Dudley. He'll take care of this. I know he will.
The constable won't be able to help. The rainbow dust tells us that magic was used. So if the killer is magic, then involving the police... It's never a good idea. We'll have to get rid of him. For his own safety.
Can I go with him?
Sorry, Elaine. Still a suspect. Okay, guys, here's the deal. Don't tell the nice policeman about us. If you try to use this as an opportunity to leave, it will not work and you'll annoy the hell out of me.
We don't know that it won't work.
What's your full name?
Asher DeVoe.
Asher DeVoe. Pretend to be a cow.
What? Whoa! What the hell?
We can command you to do things, so do not try to mess with us. I'll be watching.
What do we do? Constable Dudley can help us.
I'm inclined to believe the magic people.
Evening all.
Constable Dudley! What seems to, what brings you... Why are you, hello?
Mr. Aylesworth. Hello. Everybody. Elaine,
Yes?
you called the station, Elaine? You said there was a dead man in the hotel. A dead German man? Said he was murdered.
That's right,
Can I see the body?
I suppose.
Can you show me where it is?
It's through here.
Aren't you that magician fella? What's his name? The lad who's on TV a lot. Not the good one. The other one.
Romeo Gideon.
No, that's not it.
No, it is. It's Romeo Gideon.
It's Zanzibar or something. Waldo, maybe.
No, it's definitely Romeo Gideon.
You look just like him.
Thank you.
It's gone! The body's gone!
Huh?
It was here a minute ago. He was hanging from the rafters. There was blood. Look at the blood.
That does look like blood. Did the rest of you see this body? Terry, what about you?
I saw.
Yes?
It was a. I saw what looked to me like a. It was more of a.
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything either.
Alright, I might just be a small town constable, more used to chasing ducks around the town square than catching killers and whatnot. But even I can tell when there's something fishy going on. So, who's going to tell me?
We can't.
Elaine, how long have we known each other?
Our whole lives, more or less.
There's nothing you can't tell me. Folks, Elaine knows me. Terry knows me. You can trust me. I'm here to help.
I know you all right.
You okay there, Terry?
I've known you your whole life too. I'm older than you, remember? I knew you when you were little. Knew you when those lads were bullying you. You remember that? Who came to your rescue then, eh?
Terry, if you're intimidated by the uniform...
Intimidated me? Whenever I think of you, Constable Dudley, all I can see is a crying little kid with chubby cheeks and...
The local constabulary. Excellent. Constable Dudley, is it? Constable, we've heard a lot about you. Yes, indeed we have. First question, just to get it out of the way. Do you like my beard?
You don't have a beard.
I don't?
You don't.
This face doesn't have a beard? Not even a droopy moustache? What kind of face is it?
Are you asking me to describe your own face to you?
Not if that would strike you as in any way odd.
It would strike me as a little bit odd, yes.
Then I am definitely not asking that. Constable, this is an active crime scene, and as such we are knee-deep in our investigation. I am Detective Me. This is Sergeant Her.
I'm sorry.
He's me, I'm her. Pretty straightforward.
Wait, hold on. Who's he?
I don't know a he. Do you know a he?
I knew a he, but he died.
Who died?
Who died? I didn't hear that. Was it recent?
Was what recent?
Whose death?
Whose death?
Superintendent who? He was a good man.
Who was a good man?
No, he was a good man. Who was incompetent. He used to tell me outrageous stories about the killers who let slip through his fingers. The man was a menace.
A menaced?
I'm confused.
Admitting to confusion is the first step towards clarity. Sadly, it will do you little good here.
Do you have any identification?
Yes, we do. Now, we were called to investigate a possible murder. We have a suspect, male, 2 arms, 2 legs, a torso and head. Sound familiar?
He has eyes too. A nose, 1. Same with the mouth.
He'd have been wearing clothes.
Have you seen him? Heard him, maybe? He has a distinctive call, like a herring gull, but softer and with words. He has an accent.
How would you describe it?
Poorly. I'm not very good at describing accents.
Has this male been around here? Have you noticed him? Maybe you haven't noticed him. Is there anyone that you haven't noticed? Maybe he's been wearing a disguise. Picture the man we've just described, and then picture him with a moustache.
Or a funny hat.
I should call someone.
Anyone we know?
I'll just call the station.
Who shall I say is calling?
No, I'll call the station.
And you are?
Constable Dudley.
First name?
Arthur.
Arthur Dudley. This has been an amusing misunderstanding, and you want to leave.
You're right. I do. The way I see it, there's no murdered man hanging from the ceiling, and that's all I need to know. Unless anyone's got anything else they need. Elaine?
No, I'm...
Arthur Dudley, everything's fine here. By the time you go to bed tonight, you'll have forgotten this ever happened.
I probably will, you know. Okay, folks. Have a good night.
Bye.
Are you a Jedi?
Names have power. You have someone's name, you have a limited amount of control over them. Sometimes it's enough to do the job, sometimes it isn't.
Why can't you use that to find out who the killer is? Just ask us.
It doesn't really work on big questions, and if the killer is magic, they'd most likely have a psychic defense against it.
Magic skeletons and psychics. Mr. Gideon, I bet you're feeling quite a fraud now, aren't you?
Actually, Romeo isn't quite the fraud he lets on.
What do you mean?
Romeo is one of us. He's a sorcerer.
No. What? No. What? He can't be. I've seen his magic show. It's mediocre at best.
Hey!
The illusions might be shoddy and ripped off from better magicians, but when he reads people's minds, that's all real.
Oh my god. You're a cheat.
What? How can I be a cheat if what I'm doing is the real thing?
Because, the trick is the point.
That's patently absurd. My rivals would kill for my power.
They don't need it.
I'm the only one up on that stage who's actually magic. How is that not blowing your mind right now?
Because talking skeleton? Clive, did you know?
Yes.
I am disappointed in you.
Wait, if he's magic, then he killed Mr. Vogel?
He's the murderer.
Now, let's not jump to the fun part of the evening quite yet. As a psychic, what we'd call a sensitive, Romeo was, to borrow your phrase, Kate, mediocre at best. He worked for the English Sanctuary, an organisation for sorcerers, until he made one too many mistakes and he was let go. But a mediocre sorcerer can be a very successful magician, and there is nothing wrong with using your abilities to make a career for yourself in the mortal world.
I'm a natural showman.
Yes, you are. But every murderer has a motive, and I can't see a motive for this murder.
Where is Vogel?
I took him down. He is currently residing in one of the rooms in the East Wing.
You put him on a bed? With sheets? With all that blood?
It seemed disrespectful to leave him on the floor.
How does this work? How do you usually solve murders?
Every case is different, Asher. Some require extreme levels of violence. Some require almost no violence at all. There is always violence involved, however, especially with us.
We usually end up punching at least someone.
I have to pee.
Me too. Actually, I wouldn't mind a pee break.
I'm starving.
The room service menu is...
Mr. Aylesworth, you can't expect me to make food for people with all this going on. Excuse me?
Elaine, this is a place of business. It doesn't just stop being a hotel when somebody dies. We're professionals, remember?
Professionals? This is just a job, Mr. Aylesworth. This isn't my career. I'm not going to still be working here in 50 years' time. Excuse me?
Where are you going to go?
I have plans. I have dreams.
What dreams?
I'm going to open a tea shop with my mum.
And sell what?
Tea! I'm very sorry, everybody, but if you could all just turn around and see what I'm seeing, if, in fact, I'm actually seeing what I'm seeing. Could someone, probably the talking skeleton or the 6-foot gorgeous Amazon,
Thank you.
just confirm what we're looking at is a
Ghost?
yes?
It's a ghost.
Oh, wow.
That's Amelia, that is.
She's beautiful.
You've never seen her before, Mr. Aylesworth.
To be honest, I doubted the stories were true.
Well, the stories are true, And that is definitely a ghost. Valkyrie?
She looks angry.
She does look angry.
Are we safe? Can a ghost hurt us?
Yes.
Everybody slowly back out of the room without causing a disturbance, and we should be absolutely...
Run away!
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I don't want to alarm you. I'm sorry. I said I didn't want to alarm you.
So you decided to jump out at me?
Oh, come on. That was hardly a jump. That was an energetic step.
Anyone else hiding back there with you?
Just me.
That was a ghost. We just got attacked by a ghost.
Yes, we did.
I've never seen a ghost before. It was terrifying. It was... Okay, it was kind of beautiful.
I was just about to say that.
I'm going to say something really awful now, okay? I think it's worse when pretty people die than regular people.
Oh my god, I feel the same way.
It's like it's bad enough this person had to die too young or whatever, but
when they're really pretty, it's like the universe is robbing us of someone we could happily stare at from across the room.
yes, exactly. That's why I never want to die.
Me too.
Hey, didn't they tell us not to be alone with anyone?
Yes?
You're not the killer, are you?
No? Are you? Asher?
No.
You took a scarily long time to answer that?
I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm just messing with you.
Okay, I would walk away, as now I think you're going to try to kill me, but I don't want to be alone because someone else might try to kill me, so I'm sort of conflicted.
Yeah, then how about we stay where we are, just looking at each other? And if either of us moves closer to the other one, then that'll be the signal that that person intends to kill the other person. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay then. So we'll just stand here.
Just stand here. Hey, hi there.
Lucy, you escaped the scary ghost.
I did. Can I tag along with you two?
By all means.
Are we, escaping?
No.
Escaping is usually done at a faster pace.
So we're not trying to escape the ghost that just attacked us. Okay, what are we doing?
Taking the opportunity to look around without the owner hovering at our shoulders. Is this the restaurant? Skulduggery? What does that say? Those panels either side of the door. Cucurbitaceae,
Poaceae, Leguminosae, Rutaceae. These are all families of
The mafia? Gangsters?
flowering plants.
Disappointing.
Virtually all plant-based food and livestock feed is derived from them.
And what's that carved into the door itself? Is that Latin?
When is 7/12?
What? When is 7/12? 7 is never 12. 7 is 7, 12 is 12.
It's a riddle.
Is it a maths riddle? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing maths. Not doing it.
I don't think it's a maths riddle.
I'm not doing it.
Huh. No music in here.
Probably to allow the diners to eat in peace and, focus on the food or something. Hey, there's more writing on this side of the door.
It's the answer to the riddle. It depends how much you bleed.
What does that mean? When is 7/12? It depends how much you bleed. What?
Why do you bleed?
Depends what time of the month it is.
Then why do people bleed in general?
When they're cut?
What cuts you?
Knives, swords, spears, throwing stars, axes, pitchforks, scythes, sickles, bayonets, daggers, machetes, claws, fangs. Oh, wait. What cuts just me or what cuts other people too?
Have you been cut by all of those things you just mentioned?
Off the top of my head, yes.
A lesser man might feel guilt for dragging you into danger at such a young age.
A lesser man might.
Thankfully, I am no lesser man. Sharp things cut you. When is 7/12? When they are musical notes. Theoretically and essentially, Western music is made up of the 12 notes of the chromatic scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, plus 5 flats and equivalent sharps in between. So, C, C sharp stroke D flat, D, D sharp stroke E flat, F, F sharp stroke G flat.
Yes, okay, I believe you. Musical notes is the answer.
Musical notes is the key.
Aren't notes and keys the same thing?
A note is but one pitch within a key.
Is there anything you don't know?
Plenty. But I don't know what they are. Musical notes are the key to the puzzle.
I thought they were the answer to the puzzle.
That wasn't the puzzle.
We've got to solve another puzzle. How is that fair? We've solved the first one quite brilliantly, if I do say so, and we should be rewarded for our brilliance.
We have been rewarded.
With another puzzle.
Puzzles are fun.
You're such a nerd.
Are you looking for the hidden room?
What hidden room?
You know, there's supposed to be a hidden room, and if you find it, you set Amelia's spirit free.
Oh, that hidden room. Never heard of it.
You are, aren't you? That's why you're here.
We were in the area stopping a... It doesn't matter what or who we were stopping, or how many people would have died if we'd failed. The fact is, we were in the area. We finished up earlier than expected, and we thought we'd drop by.
And you walked right into the middle of a murder mystery.
It happens.
It happens.
So, do you think solving the riddle will lead us to the hidden room?
Maybe. Which means we're looking for something to do with music in the only room so far without any music playing. How does it get piped through anyway? I didn't see any speakers.
The architect who built the hotel around the house was a complicated man, but a genius architect. Plus, he was magic.
So we're looking for something musical in this quiet dining room.
Maybe this.
What?
On the wall. The carving of a musical note.
Ah, let me see that. That's not it. No.
You doing okay, Kate?
This is all my fault.
Like, the ghost? The murder? You're going to have to be more specific.
It was my idea, coming here to interview Gideon. My best friend is actually in danger right at this moment, and it's because of me.
I don't think you can blame yourself for how tonight has unfolded.
You'd be surprised at the amount of things I can blame myself for.
Aha! A hidden compartment behind the wood panelling. How deliciously old-fashioned.
What's in there?
A letter. Handwritten. The paper is especially interesting.
This is why I'll never be as good a detective as you. You find boring things interesting.
Paper isn't boring. I've solved many a crime thanks to a working knowledge of paper. Back in the old days, the weight, strength, thickness, drape and stiffness all had to be taken into account in order to ascertain the origin of a ransom note or a manifesto or simply...
Dude, do not care.
Early papers, as you know, were made from hemp rags and linen. The finest cloth resulted in the finest paper. In 1795, the hydraulic press was invented, and we all know what effect that had on paper production.
Boy, do we.
By the time 1850 rolled around, machine-made paper was being dried on heated cylinders, resulting in a remarkably flatter...
My God, I do not care.
This paper is from 1850 or thereabouts.
Okay, now, what does the letter say? Oh, look, the date, written right at the top.
1853. I was right.
My point is, we could have just opened the letter to find...
I was right, and that's the main thing. The letter seems to be a terse correspondence between one Mr. Karl Wirth and a G.W. Marx concerning...
What?
Why do those names sound familiar?
Dunno. Were they giant nerds too?
They didn't exist. Both Wirth and Marx were pseudonyms of Johannes Brahms.
Now him, I have heard about.
I'm relieved.
He wrote that song,
What?
Candle in the Wind,
That's Elton John,
whose real name was Johannes Brahms.
whose real name was Reginald Dwight.
I thought Reginald Dwight was Archie Leach.
Archie Leach was Cary Grant.
I thought Cary Grant was Morris Micklewhite.
Morris Micklewhite was Michael Caine.
So who was Brahms?
The composer.
Would he have composed anything I'd know? Was he Mozart?
No, Mozart was Mozart.
Did he write anything for Britney?
Brahms was a German composer who lived...
Wait. Is he the one who did that Mickey Mouse tune? You know, from Fantasia?
You're thinking of The Apprentice Sorcerer. And no, that was by Paul Dukas.
I like that one. And all the mops come out. Why isn't magic like that? Like, you have a wand and mops do all your housework or your homework or something.
Why would mops do your homework?
Man, I don't know. I tell you, I do not miss doing homework. best bit about being a grown-up.
You never did your homework. Your reflection did it for you.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes magic is like in the cartoons. Doop-dee-doop-dee-doo-doo-doo-doop. Wait, isn't that basically the Oompa Loompa song? Oof. Anyway, where were we?
The next clue is Johannes Brahms.
We're still on him. Right, fine. Tell me about him.
Well, he lived between 1833 and 1897.
This house was built in 1853, so it can only relate to Brahms up to the age of 20.
Ah, but this section was built in 1871, with the finishing touches added many decades later.
So it could relate to Brahms during any phase of his life. Wonderful. Well, tell me about him. What was he like?
I never met him, but people who did describe him as brilliant and self-deprecating. He once grew a beard as a prank.
So, hilarious. Got you.
Ah,
What?
Brahms.
Yes. What?
Brahms is derived from Brahm, the German word for broom, a deciduous shrub found in Europe and Western Asia. It's part of the family Fabaceae, otherwise known as
Do you actually expect me to know?
Leguminosae.
Hey. Hey! The family of flowering plants on the door. Thank God there was a point to all that learning. So, what now?
I don't know.
But how do we use what we've just learned to find the hidden room?
Again, I don't know.
Did I just learn something that I didn't need to know? Gah!
Valkyrie hates when that happens.
So, do you like stuff?
I like some stuff, I guess.
That's cool. I like stuff too.
Yeah, stuff's okay. What do you think of small talk?
I'm a fan.
Small talk can be... Whoa.
What?
Do you see that?
What?
At the corner?
Please, don't say it. Oh no.
What do we do?
Just don't move. It's attracted to movement.
It's a ghost, not a dinosaur. She's looking at us. Maybe we should try to communicate.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Excuse me? Miss? Are you Amelia? Is your name Amelia?
She's looking at us.
I know.
She's looking at me.
She is.
She doesn't look friendly.
She doesn't.
Okay, I'm not feeling very...
Let's back away.
She's getting closer.
Back away faster then!
You know what? I don't think she's got ill intent. I think we're going to be fine.
Tune in next time for a ghostly attack, some playful bickering, and the savage murder of one of the hotel's more likable guests.